Good afternoon. This is Johnny from 573 Outdoors. Come to you once again with a my first ever bow review. Just to give a little caveat out there, I've not been paid by anybody to speak about this bow. This is my personally owned bow. This is not a bow that's sent to me just to review and then I have to send it back. I spent my own hard-earned American tax dollars to buy this bow, and so far it's a great experience. So I'm gonna go over a quick little rundown of the entire specs and what I have going on with my setup, exactly what I'm shooting, how I'm doing it, and then I'm going to shoot a few arrows through it to let you guys see the draw cycle of the turbo. Okay, as you can see, this is the RX3 Turbo. It is a number 3 cam set currently at 29-inch draw, and it is a 70-pound rated bow. I've not been able to do a draw weight test on it, but I know it is coming in at about 29.25 inches on the draw. I did have it set at 29.5 up until yesterday, and then I started realizing that the draw cycle of the bow and just the it being already a 1/4 inch long on the 29-inch setting, that the 29.5, which came in at 29.75, is a little long for me. Okay, so rundown. The turbos are a 31-inch axle to axle, whereas the regular RX3s are 30.5. When I measured mine with it cranked all the way down, it's running at right about 30.75. So I do believe that the poundage is probably a little north of the 70 that it's rated at. This is the Gore Subalpine camo pattern. I went ahead and went with this as opposed to the EV2 because hunting here in southeast Missouri and western Kentucky, I do think that I need a little bit of the green, whereas the EV2 did not have that. I do enjoy this camo though. It'll go well with all my real tree stuff, and it also gives kind of a cool new look. And then if I ever want to spend a whole lot of money on some Sitka gear, I guess I can do that. All right, next up, what I mounted up here on the side is a Montana Black Gold Acsent Whitetail. Essentially, the difference between the regular Acsent and the Whitetail is that this one is not micro adjust, so you just kind of loosen it up, move it, tighten it back down, so you can't just click, click, click. It does have the slider. I have the sight tape on it right now. This is a very stiff slider, and as you can see, it just goes and goes. I got the 100-yard tape on it. I do believe that I will clear all the way out to 100 with my sight and with my 2-inch blazers that I run. This sight is very solid and it has a 100% no questions asked lifetime guarantee on replacement. Next up, got a Hoyt bow. Got to have a QAD rest on Ultrarest on it. This one is the matching camo pattern. They have one at the shop, so I went ahead and picked it up, paid a little bit of extra for it. Always a QAD fan. I've had the limb drive versions of Rest, but I prefer the cord driven, or cable drives, I guess I should say. And also, not very well known company that's out there is Spider Archery Products. This is a high modulus carbon, well machined. It's a 10-inch stabilizer with about another inch with the 4 ounces of weight that's out here on the front of it. This bow does not need the weight. It just kind of gives me a good forward drive off the bow when I'm at my back pull. Let's see, on the draw cycle. So I had a Bowtech SR6 right before this. I actually still have it sitting in the house. I went ahead to go to this one because I wanted to try out the carbon aspect. So I will have my Bowtech SR6 up for sale because this one beats it out. The draw cycle is much stiffer on the last probably 6 or 7 inches of the draw compared to the regular RX3, which is to be expected. But nothing that can't be overcame. So this bow also has a 75% let off, whereas the regular RX3s have an 85. I enjoy the 75% let off a whole lot better because it allows me to stay engaged on the back wall and keep me honest. And I don't necessarily seem like I have to push the arrow forward in order for it to fire. As far as my release, I'm running the True Ball Max Pro 4, the thumb release, not a back tension, because I just like that little added bit of security because I hunt with it. And then I'm running the Maxima Red SD 350 spines, which from all my reps, they say that that's plenty enough for the 70 to 75 pound on there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and run a few through. bow is absolutely dead in the hand. The old carbon shock that bows used to have is not a thing anymore. Like I said, the draw cycle, it starts out heavy and mounds up. It sets well in the hand. Hoyt did a great job with this grip. Don't mind my kind of downward draw on my actual draw cycle that I do. That's because I have a strained AC in my left shoulder, and my right shoulder is also strained. So I adjusted my draw cycle as to not make it any worse. Overall, I think this is a great bow. Worth every penny that I paid for it, and maybe a little more than what I paid for it, because I definitely did not pay the MSRP. If you're thinking about getting into a carbon bow, the RX3 is definitely the way to go. If you're hunting a little bit of speed, or you want to shoot heavier arrows as fast as you can, this would be the ticket. All right, thank you guys. Have a good one. Let's go take a look at this. Overall, my 454 grain Maxima Red SDs shoot amazing. As you can tell, that's right where you want them.